Hello, everybody, and welcome to Speaking Life, the podcast where I talk about things that I like and inspire me to become the best version of myself each and every single day. I am your host, David D. Petshower, and for today's episode, I want to try something new. I'm thinking of starting a new series of some kind. I'm not sure exactly at the moment, but the main goal is to create content that is shorter in length as opposed to certain ideas that I have in mind. If you people listening have any suggestions yourselves, then please feel free to message me on my Instagram at dark_void_15. That is the number 15, and the letters are all in lowercase. I repeat, that is dark_void_15. Today, I want to talk about a quote that ties into the episode in which I talked about the anime Vinland Saga. The quote was uttered in Season 1, Episode 18. In this episode, the Prince of the Danes, Canute, was speaking with a priest. The priest shared his thoughts with Canute regarding what love is. Now that's a topic for another video in and of itself. But it was here that the priest spoke the sentence that will be the main focus of today's episode. And that sentence is, "Death perfects a person." I'll admit that when I first heard that, I didn't understand what it meant. How can somebody be perfected when they cease being alive in this world? It didn't make sense to me. I put that sentence in the back of my head until it resurfaced, thanks to these past few months. And the more I think about it, the more I feel as if this sentence has more than one interpretation. I like to share said interpretations today in this episode. The first interpretation I have is one that focuses on the person who has departed. If you ask me, death is simply another chapter of life. Death is part of life. The time it takes for people to write their chapter on death varies, but everyone writes it at some point. When the chapter is written, it concludes the time a person is physically active here on Earth. However, a new chapter will be created after that. It's one that will continue the process of life. Now, what exactly do I mean by this? Well, when the physical form is no longer active, the body is able to give itself back to the planet that it once wandered on. This is explained beautifully in Vinland Saga, where the priest remarked that when someone dies, they don't bear traits such as greed, envy, hatred, lust, etc. The body gives itself to the environment, offering itself to animals and insects. When the weather conditions change to those more unfavorable, the body won't ever complain. All this is done to ensure the Earth and the living beings that inhabit the planet continue to live. When I think about it like that, I value living on this planet so much more. The Earth is such a beautiful planet, but it seems like most, if not all of us, don't realize that. This leads me into my next interpretation. I don't think death only helps those who have passed on to be perfect. I believe death can also help those who are still living. At the very least, I think death has helped me, in a sense. As some of you may or may not know, my grandfather, who I've lived with for as long as I can remember, has passed away earlier this year. As of recording this, it's been about 6 months now. Since it happened, a number of thoughts have entered my head that I may cover in the future. But there is one especially that I like to share right now. It's something that, of course, I heard on a multitude of occasions, but only now has it dealt a tremendous blow to my psyche. Now, I've understood to not take anything for granted. An example is this planet. As I said, I truly believe that the Earth is a wonderful place. The Earth cares for us in ways we may not suspect. The air we breathe, the water that we drink, the food that we eat, the house that we live in, the clothes that we wear. The Earth contributes to the existence of all those things in one way or another. But it's because of all these things that we are given that we take the Earth for granted. We then get so caught up in our own lives. We wonder what clothes we should wear for this date, what to purchase for this person for their birthday, or what food we should eat tonight. Unconsciously, we think those thoughts, thinking the Earth will help get those things for us. And the Earth does help us get those things. But right now, with things like global warming and pollution on the rise, makes me think that we aren't deserving of the love this planet gives us. Because we rarely think about this planet's well-being. Every morning, when I wake up, I thank God. I thank God for blessing me with the ability to wake up each and every morning. As long as I wake up, I am capable of doing anything and everything. I'm grateful for the ability to live on such a wonderful planet. I've also put more attention on the things that matter the most to me, cutting out all the non-essentials that serve little to no value for me. Now, I do feel that saying death has perfected me is quite an exaggeration. What I will say is that death has made me into a person who is more able to withstand the hardships that may come with living. Anyways, that's going to conclude today's episode. Please take care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.